What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today is a little bit of a different video because Jeep just recently announced their all-new 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee and also the 4xE. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering the trims that you can get, the safety features, the exterior look, the interior, and of course the engine and the towing. When it comes to the different trim levels that you can get, of course this is a Jeep Grand Cherokee and it's going to be exactly like the older Grand Cherokees, where you can get a bunch of different trims depending on which one you want. But if you're in Canada, you will notice on the Jeep website that you can only select just a few. I'm assuming they're going to update it soon. And then for the 4xEs, again on the Canadian side, Jeep website, it's showing Trailhawk, Overland, Summit, and Summit Reserve. I'm sure they're slowly opening it up to others, but as of right now, that is what it's showing. As most of you know, the Grand Cherokee L has finally started to show up in people's driveways and all of that good stuff, and it's a very, very nice looking vehicle. And soon people will be getting their Grand Wagoneers and whatnot. But this particular one, the Grand Cherokee, I think may actually outsell all of those because again, it's a 5-seater, and for just being a 2-row SUV, you can get a lot of stuff in this. So when it comes to the safety features, there are two new things. One is the new active driving assist system. So this pretty much is using radars and sensors, where of course it's going to help keep you on the right path, and your vehicle can make subtle adjustments to help you remain a set distance from the vehicle directly ahead while keeping you in the center of your lane. The second one is the new hands-free active driving assist. Now of course this is going to be available on approved highways and is supposed to be coming out later on. And just like the name mentions it, you can drive without using your hands on the steering wheel. Now of course this will only go like a couple of kilometers and stuff like that before it alerts you, just to make sure that you're awake and if you do need to take control of the vehicle. And according to Jeep, this is the most technological advanced Grand Cherokee ever, and you'll notice this when I start talking about the exterior stuff and of course the interior especially. And also they mentioned that there's more than 110 advanced safety and security features. And according to Jeep, this is the most available in its class in North America. And a lot of the features that people saw on the Grand Cherokee Ls, you can actually get in the Grand Cherokee, which is really, really cool because people may not want to get the Grand Cherokee L unless of course they want the 7-seater. But for the people that are just looking for a 5-seater and they just want to get in with the features that they want, they have a lot of availability, like your 360 surround view and of course your night vision cameras, just to name a few. Now let's jump into the exterior, and I think the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee looks a little bit better than the Grand Cherokee L, because in my opinion the Grand Cherokee L from the front looks a little bit more boxy, whereas the Grand Cherokee looks a little bit more rounded off and a little bit more aerodynamic in a way, if you say. But you could definitely tell the difference of the two. But in terms of the overall design, the look and all of that stuff, it's exactly like the Grand Cherokee L. So you've got your independent front and rear suspension, and standard on the Trailhawk, which you would typically get on, you know, the Rubicons and stuff like that, is the available sway bar disconnect. Now this of course is a huge thing coming to a Grand Cherokee. Now you can take it off-roading just like you would with the Wrangler, but you can take your Grand Cherokee now and pretty much do the same things. Also, you've got your Quadra-Lift air suspension, so you can definitely take this through water, and that's 24 inches of water fording to be exact. And in terms of your ground clearance, you're getting 11.3 inches off of the ground. And if you compare the older Grand Cherokee to the new 2022 Grand Cherokee, and that's a 4-inch difference. And of course you've got your 3 available 4x4 systems. You've got your Quadra Track 1, Quadra Track 2, and of course your Quadra Drive 2 with rear electric slip differential. Now if you take a look on what's different on the interior when it comes to the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee, again a lot of the stuff will be exactly like the Grand Cherokee L, like I've mentioned, but because this is a all-new 2-row Jeep Grand Cherokee, in this one, which the Grand Cherokee L didn't have, but you'll be getting in like the Grand Wagoneers and all of that, is the available front passenger screen in a 2-row SUV, which is amazing. And of course in the rear you're getting all new high definition rear seat entertainment systems, which of course if you have a family that got the kids in the back, it's so much nicer now compared to the older ones. And then of course you can't forget about the updated Uconnect 5 system, which is just more better than the older system. It's more crisp, precise, and just more interactive and all of that stuff. Now, in terms of the engine, when it comes to just the normal non 4xe Grand Cherokees, you're still going to be getting your V6s, V8s, and all of that. But in terms of the 4xe trims, the numbers on those are pretty good. You're going to be getting 375 horsepower and 470 foot-pound of torque. Now, this is a 2-liter turbocharged engine, just like how it is in the Wranglers with the 4xEs. And also with the 4xEs, you're gonna get about 40 kilometers in all electric range and a combined range of about 712 kilometers. And also, like the Wranglers, you're also gonna have the 3 e-select modes. So you're gonna have hybrid, electric, and of course e-save. And if you're unfamiliar with those 3 modes, quickly just to cover on them, if you're obviously in electric, it's strictly gonna be on electric mode, of course. If you're on hybrid mode, it's just gonna combine electric and your gas power, and then of course your e-save is just to preserve or charge the battery for later use. Now, in terms of towing, when it comes to the non 4xEs, obviously depending on if you choose the V6 or the V8, you're gonna have obviously a different amount of capacity. With the V6s, of course, you're gonna get 6,200 pounds, and then of course with the V8s, it's gonna be 7,200 pounds. And as for the 4xe, it has a 6,000 pound towing capacity. Well, that's it for today's video and all the information on the all-new 2022 Grand Cherokee and the 4xe. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this? And just like always, do you love it or do you hate it?